Good morning, it is day 68. I slept so well last night. I've had my alarm set for 4:40, and for the past several days it's worked, it's gone off. But today it did not go off, and it was honestly great because I woke up at 5:40 on my own, and I just slept so well. So I'm grateful to have had a nice night of sleep. Last night, I think it must have sprinkled or something because I woke up and the rainfly was wet. I don't think it was just condensation because there was too much water to be just condensation, and it wasn't really inside the tent as much as it was on my rainfly. But I didn't hear that or anything. I was like out. The bear hang worked well. This morning I had a Pop-Tart while I was in my tent, which was actually really tasty. Haven't had a Pop-Tart in a while. Today my goal is to go 25 miles. We'll see how it goes. It is a lot of climbing up and down over the 25 miles. Not actually a lot. Altogether it's like 4,000 feet of ascent and 4,000 feet of descent. So over 25 miles, that's nothing. 4,000, again, that's what I did in one day going up Mount Tumungaya or Mount Whitney. So yeah, again, over 25 miles, that's nothing. But, still the ups and downs when it does get hot out is it's just hiking, I guess, is all it is. Otherwise, I think I'm feeling in good spirits today. The mosquitoes are out already, which is but it's just that time of year, so I got my bug spray ready. And yeah, it ought to be a really nice day. It's supposed to be a little bit cooler than it was yesterday, but still pretty sunny. And then, very excited to be getting into Quincy soon. My Injinji toe socks are all ripped up. So I'm gonna ask Abigail if she'll send me my other pair earlier than I was gonna have them. But yeah, I just smell so bad. My socks, my clothes, my body. Even though I know I did take a little Creek Hillbilly bath, it's not the same as a shower with good soap. So yeah, ready to be getting into town. But anyways, okay, day 86. Okay, I wanted to give some updates about folks I've met on trail. So Merlot at Kennedy Meadows North, around there when she left, she hurt her groin, and it was pretty bad. She had to get off of trail, and so she's off trail permanently. And that's a bummer because I definitely thought I would pass her, and I thought we might be able to hike together for a while. But it's also just a bummer because I don't know, when you're older, it's harder for your body to repair and heal and da-da-da. She's quite active, and she's got good healthcare and all. She's covered, is what I'm saying. So she already has been doing her PT, and she was gonna get off trail anyways in the middle of July for a trip with her husband. So I think she's just gonna be working on recovering and enjoying the rest of her summer, and I'm sure she'll be out on some trail sometime soon because that's just how she is. I also got to hear from the ducklings. They decided to stay at Cookie's cabin in Pinecrest, and they said it was because they saw my comment. They were going to just go in and out, but they decided to take a full zero there, and he took them sailing. So I thought, that is so cool. I'm just happy that seems like they're doing well, and that Cookie is getting to spend time with other hikers, of course. I also heard from Kate and Claire and Darren. Kate and Claire and I leapfrogged each other a lot early on in the desert, and for a long time, hundreds of miles. I really love them. They're two older women, mid-50s, early 60s. And not that that's old, just to be clear for everyone, older than me. And anyways, and then they also had been walking with Darren for almost the same amount of time. Claire and Darren got close. Claire and Kate are close. And anyways, Kate had been having some foot issues for a while, when they got to Yosemite, Kate was always going to meet her kids there and do some hiking with them. So I'm not sure if Kate is going on or if she's getting off trail, but Claire messaged me a few days ago and said that her and Darren have loved their experience, but it's time for them to get off trail. And so they both went home. I'm not sure if Kate will go home or not, but yeah, so that's kind of sad. I definitely thought they would be coming up behind me. I more so thought like when there would be a fire closure inevitably that's when people who had been behind me would all get clumped back up with me. So maybe still could happen. The big, I think I might have already said this, but the big main train group that I started with, a group of 6 who had done the AT, and then also Barbara and Luke and the Scottish girl, I don't remember her name. One of the brothers in the main train group, he got some stress fracture in his shins or something. He had to get off trail as well, and I'm guessing his partner did with him. And then so it's just Magic and Truffles, the married couple. They kind of went on ahead. Pimento is a little behind them. Yeah, Shawnee is still with that group, so Shawnee was hiking a lot with Gooey, and I think they are behind Pimento. I think Luke and Barbara are somewhere near them. I know Barbara just finished Yosemite. I've definitely stayed in touch with Barbara. She said she was going to try to like push more miles to catch me, and I just said, just savor every mile, and when we see each other, we'll see each other. Who else have I? Oh yeah, and then Ankles and 007. So they reached out to me a few days ago. At that time, they were 3 days ahead of me, based on their miles. And I would guess they're about 2 days ahead of me now, but honestly, possibly still 3. They are quite fast. They're the ones who have done Mount Kilimanjaro. Like they're mountaineers. So I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't get to see them again, unfortunately. They've been one of my favorite couples. They're just incredibly authentic and genuine. Anyone else I can think of that I've gotten updates from? Oh, Isabella, the other girl, the Danish girl who got really bad burns on her butt like me. She and that group of guys she's been hiking with, they are only 1 or 2 days behind me, I would guess. Yeah, I just saw their Instagram yesterday when I was in town, and they were at Donner Ski Ranch getting a free 40-ounce beer. So I mean, they do big miles though, and they got rid of all their stuff a while back, like the bear can and micro spikes and all that. So they like, I imagine when they pass me that I might not see them again because they're just incredibly fast. Yeah, and then I've been also leapfrogging with this group, the Mangoes, for a while, like probably since, honestly, I first met them the first time I had a hamburger on trail, and I think that was near Mount Laguna. And I've leapfrogged with them like several times because they're such a fun group. They like get off trail to go to concerts, then they'll come back on and they hike really good and fast miles, and then they'll just jump off and do another adventure. They went to see Beyonce when she was in California, and actually in Quincy they're gonna take 3 days off to go to a music festival. They invited me to come with, but one night was $100 and I was like, that's not in my budget, girl. So anyways though, yeah, kind of it's nice because it's been really cool to get to stay in touch with so many people. I also did message Wrestler back while I was in South Lake Tahoe, and at some point I passed him, I have no idea when, because he messaged me back and he was like, oh, I'm gonna get into South Lake Tahoe in a couple of days. So he must be like 4 to 5 days behind me now, so I don't reckon I'll see him again. So anyways, yeah, it's been really sweet to just get to stay in touch with folks. Logistics and the Mena group, they're quite far ahead. They're near Mount Shasta right now. Misty got back on trail. She had gotten off trail. She was going to be done. She went home, and then she was home for a few days, and she said she was thinking about this opportunity she had, and she decided to come back out, and that she was really grateful she did. So I'm not sure, I haven't heard like any updates if Granny Candy is still with them or not. I don't know, but And then the only other person I haven't heard from, like I messaged Top Beans also when I was in South Lake Tahoe, and I have not heard from him. So I hope he's doing all right. Like the last time I saw him was in the Sierras. I haven't seen Merrick or Hot Beans, and I thought maybe they must be ahead of me by a day or two. Even if they're pushing big miles, they are both people I believe I could catch up with. But now I'm starting to think perhaps they're behind me because, I mean, I think I'll know in the next week because I'm going to be pushing big miles, and unless they're also going to do the miles I'm doing, I should be able to catch up. I got to see Sarah and Darren yesterday at the cafe. It was amazing because I saw literally there were 20 to 30 hikers, and it was just so amazing to see so many hikers again finally and have some social time. I saw Sarah and Darren, and they're skipping Quincy. They're going to stop at like a cool sounding little RV park that lets you camp for free. They have showers and laundry. They kind of joked that they just wore like, I don't know. I think that they are people who like they can like put a lot of miles down and go fast. And then the last person is I haven't heard from Walkie Talkie in a while. I saw his name at the ski ranch Donner Ski Ranch Resort, whatever. So I saw that he had signed in within 2 or 3 days of when I was there. So that's always good. He's always kind of around, but always ahead, and unless he stops and goes to a concert or goes off trail or whatever. Like I only caught up with him in Yosemite because he took a couple days off to do Half Dome and Angel's Rest or something like that. Kind of my report on the folks I've been hiking around. The last thing I'll say, that group of 6 that I absolutely adore, that Tramily I really like, they go by, their group name is the Mean Gays, which is iconic. I just learned that. And they had to push big miles because Siesta needed to go get his package in time before the post office closed in Quincy. So they had to push they were going to do like almost 3 days of 30 miles. So they'll get there the day before me, and they're not staying in town at all. They're just going to head out. So I don't know also if I will get to see them again anytime soon because they regularly do 25 to 30 mile days. They started like 3 weeks after I started, and they've just regularly done those big miles. And they haven't taken a lot of zeros, they said. They just mostly Nero into town and then go out. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll see them again, but I got their contact info, so I'll also message them just to say like, how's it going, where y'all at? Yeah, that's pretty much the update of everyone that's been around me that I know. Yeah, I think there's just been after the Sierras, and then you get to Yosemite, which is like iconic, but it's kind of just wet and mushy and mosquito-y, and nothing like the Sierras. And also finishing the Sierras is just so bloody hard that if I had stopped there as well, I would have felt so accomplished. I literally would have felt like I did a through hike. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be curious to see if other folks end up getting off trail anytime soon, or if more people join up, or yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird part of the trail, I feel like, because we're getting to the halfway point. And honestly, I've had so many days out here after Yosemite where I also was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. But I also feel like way more strongly that it's like, all right, well, let's try one more day. And each day that I've been able to do that, I'm like, okay, well, look, I just got to 1,200 miles. Okay, well, look, I'm almost halfway in. Look, I'm 14 days away from being out here for 100 days. Like, luckily each new day I can find a little thing to be like, okay, just try a little bit more. Maybe I meet a new person. Meeting that group of 6 really lifted my morale, honestly. So yeah, all of that is to say, it's tough out here. I get it that people leave trail for a bunch of different reasons, mentally, physically, whatever, things going on in your personal life. And I've thought that several times myself. But I do feel very resilient. Like, I feel like this part has been way tougher than the Sierras, because the Sierras are just so bloody exciting. And this is so different than that. And also, again, it's just, I know I've said it a lot, but it's like, I'm just I'm just in front of the main bubble of the PCT, but I'm just behind the main group of that's in the front. So I just am in this, I'm just like, I just don't see a lot of people, and the people on the trail tend to be what bring out like the joy and excitement and new conversations and new thoughts, and just like makes it a little more sustainable and enjoyable. Just like in life, people and community make life so much sweeter. So all right, I'm stopped here for lunch. I'm by a spring. It's like 50 feet away, and it had a little pipe. It's seasonal, and it's running really good and cold, so I splashed it on my face, which was really nice, and my hands. Filled up some water, and yeah, I'm honestly right next to a forest ranger truck, I guess. I'm hoping. Oh, I hear some chainsaws. I was literally just gonna say I'm hoping I get to see her soon, but I'm guessing maybe she's sawing. Maybe she's like clearing the trail a little, or the road or something, I'm not sure. Anyways, and then I also laid out my tent. The rain flies over there, and then the tent and my sleeping bag are over there, and I also have my shirt off as well. These are my socks that I was talking about, so I'm just getting holes in all my toes, and just holes in the bottom. So yeah, I definitely need a new liners, but I'd rather wear them like this than not wear them at all, because when I don't wear them, my toes feel uncomfortable when they're all squished together now, so it's kind of silly. Anyways, I'm gonna have some cold water, and I'm gonna have the same lunch that I had for dinner last night, so the bean dip cheese, and then like one of those everything bagel bars, and then maybe some candy. I'm not sure how far I went today. I'm hoping I went around 15 miles so far. It's almost 12, so that would put me at 10 more miles, but I reckon I'll stay here for probably at least an hour, although I wouldn't mind longer. I'm also really contemplating maybe going back down and like washing off my legs and stuff with that little spring, since it's like piped, and so it falls right into your hand. So that would also feel good, and also would just help me to feel not sticky. I'm so sticky. But yeah, anyways, gonna have a lunch break. Everything got dried up really nice. My sleeping bag is big and fluffy, so that's nice. I saw 3 people. One was on a bike, like a mountain bike, I guess, and I don't know, he was just biking around, but he had to come to get some water at the spring here. And then I saw 2 guys on dirt bikes, and they were actually trail maintenance crew. They said it was hard this year because there's like a lot of rocks from the snow melt. It's just like a lot of water moved the rocks. Yeah, so that was like the chainsaws, but they were not with the Forest Service truck. I never saw the person who had that truck. So anyways, those were the 3 people I saw. Haven't seen any hikers. Actually, I saw one today going Sobo. Her name is Old Owl. I saw her this morning, and she said she hiked at Nobo last year, but she's hiking at Sobo, the parts that she missed last year. So yeah, that's pretty much been all the people I've seen today. I'm really surprised that Christina and Insel haven't caught up to me. Yeah, I don't reckon I'll probably, I don't know that I'll pass anyone today. So I don't know if I'll see anyone else, but that's okay. Maybe I'll see like day hikers or people out on their bikes or whatever. So all's well. The trail's over there. Alrighty, it's 3:30. I'm stopped here at this creek. I splashed my face off again and got some water on my legs and my hands and arms. I'm gonna eat a snack. I have only 3.2 miles left until I make it to camp, which is awesome, because I should be there by 5, I would guess. Depends how long I stay here. Either way, 25 miles, before dinner time feels like that's pretty good. Still haven't seen anyone, except for the folks I saw at lunch, but no hikers or anything. Okay, I'm at camp. I got here around 5:30. I went exactly 25 miles today, and I am knackered. I am so tired. Honestly, after lunch, I would say, I don't know, maybe just the last 2 or 3 hours, I just felt like very tired. I think the heat really was like getting to me, and I don't know, even right now, talking about being tired, just makes me want to yawn, I guess. I don't know. I'm feeling it today, and it's a little bit of a bummer because I feel like I was hoping to regularly try to be going 25 miles, but if I'm always feeling like this, as tired as this, then that would be quite hard. Also, like by the time I hit around 20 miles or so, my body just really starts to ache and hurt, so just tough. I could probably, honestly, I need to sprinkle in more breaks throughout my hike. I usually try to go the full morning without stopping until lunch, which is like 5 or 6 hours of walking, and then I try to take an afternoon break, and I did today, so that was good. But altogether, I was only off of my feet for like maybe an hour and a half. So, anyways, for dinner tonight, I'm gonna have wheat thins and finally finish off my peanut butter. I've had this for 16 days since Tuolumne Meadows, and then have another Oreo cake thing. Cheers. Also, Christina and Insel just passed by right before I started eating. So they must have not made it as far as I did last night, but they're pushing it today. They said they're going 5 more miles, so they'll definitely be going over 30 miles, which is wild. Like, truly, I am exhausted. I couldn't imagine going 1 more mile past this, so good for them. Yeah, good for them. Okay, so I've just looked at my food situation, and I'm thinking I'm gonna be quite scamp on food getting into town. I have like a chicken packet for lunch tomorrow, a chicken packet for dinner tomorrow on a tortilla, and then the next day's lunch, which will be the day I get into town, I have like a beef packet or something like that on a tortilla. And that's not bad. It's just not super, I mean, that's not a lot of calories. That's not super filling. For breakfast, I have 2 more breakfasts, but I only have 3 fig bars left, and usually I eat 2 fig bars per breakfast, and then in a little while later I eat something else. I'm also I just finished I have just like a little bag left of trail mix. I got it. And I'll definitely be done with that tomorrow, because I usually eat that after my breakfast but before I stop for lunch. I have 1 thing of Ritz crackers that I got from a trail angel, so that will be helpful just to like have as a snack probably tomorrow. I finished my wheat thins already. I love wheat thins. Yeah, and then I have 1 more of those bars that is like an everything bagel bar that someone gave me as well. So all that is to say, yeah, it's gonna be tight. I'm imagining I'll probably eat more tomorrow, especially if I end up going 23 miles instead of the 19. Because today even, I just was like very hungry, but I only had like 3 tablespoons of peanut butter left. So I didn't have a substantial, super filling dinner, but that's all good. I wanted to finish the peanut butter, so I'm glad I did. So, anyways, we'll see how it goes in the next couple of days. Definitely cutting it close with food. I'll use up all my tortillas as well. So, yeah, that's fine. That means I'll get to town hungry and, have a good meal. So, there we go.